Hello, my name is Kim and I am from the channel The Embroidered Elephant. Today I will be doing a recap of my 2023 crafting goals and showing you or telling you how far I have come so far. If you haven't seen it before, the video was uploaded in March. Obviously it's not halfway through the year now. However, it's sort of a halfway point between March and the end of the year. So I hope that you will enjoy listening to some of my goals and where I've come so far. Just to recap, again, if you haven't seen the first video, please feel free to go and watch it. I broke my crafty goals down into three categories. So one was crochet goals, one was sewing goals, and another was business/financial goals. So I will be sticking with those categories, so let me begin. So the first of those categories is my crochet goals. So the ones that I have achieved so far, so one that I added after the video was to finish a crochet swans amigurumi project I had. I will be sharing this in a future video in podcast number 10, where I'll go over a couple of the projects that I've done. So I finished that, so I can check that off. I have been a pattern tester this year. So one of the patterns that I tested, I suppose it doesn't really fit under crochet at all. So it was a pattern tester for a project bag. So I believe that I have put this in one of my sewing videos. I made this, and that was for pattern testing. Unless I'm mistaken, I think that that is the only project so far that I have tested, but I may be missing something. If I am and it springs to mind, I will note it at the bottom of this video. The next one was to go to a yarn show, which I haven't done yet. I have got tickets to go in the next few months. I think it's September, but I could be mistaken. Next was to donate my yarn. So I went through my yarn stash and I found a few that I wasn't in love with, or I knew that I wouldn't really get around to using. I was a bit disappointed. Maybe I am missing a trick, but I tried to donate it a number of times and found it really difficult to do actually. So I had put it online. I'd taken pictures and put it online. I had reached out to someone who said that they were representing a school locally, and said that they were looking for some crafting donations, so paints, pens, yarn, fabric, anything of the sorts. So I reached out to the representative and asked her whether she would be able to pick it up again from a local place. Unfortunately she never got in touch, so I did end up gifting it to my younger cousins who are starting to get more involved in the crafting community, particularly with sewing and crochet as well. So hopefully that will serve them. I guess it doesn't necessarily benefit the community, but it benefits family members. As I have 4 cousins in that family, hopefully they will go on and either share it with their friends if they can't use it all, or gift it to the community as well. So that's, I've marked that as completed. I did donate it. Next is take part in a cow. So I haven't taken part or signed myself up for any crochet alongs. I have seen in the recent Toft video email that they've sent around that they are doing one for Christmas, which I am tempted to sign myself up for. The main thing is that is a mystery project, so there's a gamble whether I will like it or not, as with any mystery project. The other thing is the price. So I have a lot of yarn that I need to use, and I'm trying to decide whether it's worth it to pay money for more yarn when I have lots of yarn here that I could just use. So that's one that's maybe there, you know. The next one was to complete more personal projects. So under here I've got a beret, a cardigan and 2 jumpers. So I haven't completed any of these. They are again still on my list for this year. I've got the yarn ready, I just need to set some time apart to do it. In my crochet project run through, you will see that I've got a lot of works in progress. Many of those are jumpers, so again I just need to put the time aside to finish them off, and finished projects for me will count as completing that. I feel it would be more beneficial to myself to finish projects that I've got sort of ongoing, rather than starting something from scratch and only counting that towards my sort of wins for this year. Next is the project I had for my sister-in-law. So this was a silky chicken. So I will pop a picture in the video now if I've got some. I really hope I have. If not, I will have to ask her to either take pictures or take a little video so that I can put it in. So this was a pattern from Toft and her name is Trisha. Not quite sure why, but Trisha the chicken. She was quite a long make. It took me a very long time. Again, I'll go into that a bit more in my podcast 10. But she's definitely finished. And the next one was to restart YouTube. So although I haven't stuck to my committed times of a video every Sunday, I have uploaded more videos this year so far than I have previously during the years. So I haven't stuck to it every Sunday, but I've done it more often than I have. So I think if my calculations are right, I have uploaded 14 videos. On my channel today, I have 31 videos, so that's nearly half of all of the videos that I've uploaded. So yeah, definitely by the end of the year it will be a lot more, so that's great. The next one is my sewing goals. So the first one I had was to go to a sewing show. Again, if you've watched any of my videos before, you will know that I went to a sewing show in March. That was Stitch Fest, I believe it's called. Yeah, it's definitely Stitch Fest. It was in London, it was great. Again, please feel free to watch one of my previous videos where I showed you everything I bought. I talked a lot about my experiences there if you want to know any more about it. The next goal was to organise fabric scraps by size. So I did start off doing really well by this. My yarn is just over here, I've got my yarn shelf. As I said, I started off really well. I sat down for hours each night and went through my scrap pile and made them into squares, or you know, measured them by inches so that they were sort of a square size. Hopefully that makes sense, an even size. And I put them all in sort of black pots. I have fallen out of this habit quite a bit. Just with finishing projects, that's taken priority over the scraps. However, I will, before the end of the year, make sure that I have evened out all of my scraps again and organised them, because it's so much nicer, and it means that it's more convenient to do things like patchwork projects, because you know sort of all of them are the same size, so it's less work and it's rewarding as well. I just need to do it. The next one was to keep a record of all sewn projects. Again, with this one, I started off really well at the start of the year. As the weeks have gone by and I haven't been using my planner as much, the record keeping has gone downhill slightly. I think, well, for me that's quite a shame, because I like to know how many projects. I like numbers, so if for example it got to the end of the year and I could say that I've done 100 projects, I would be absolutely over the moon. If I can say that I've done 30 videos, that would be amazing. I'm very number oriented, so for me that's a bit of a shame that I haven't kept up with it, but that's life, you know. It happens. I can't go back in time and count the projects that I've forgotten about, so yeah. But I'm pretty okay with it. You know, it's as I said, times I've got busy, sometimes I've got more time during the week than others. I know at the start of the year I was using my sewing machine and crocheting a lot more than I am now. So I know that my records at the start of the year are more accurate than what they are now. But as I said, because currently I am not sewing as much, I don't think that I've missed out on as much. Hopefully that makes sense. Next one, which I have done, is to empty my project box. So again, this was on one of my previous videos. I had a plastic box full of sewing projects, so I went through a majority of them, and again this was on a video, I think, sewing project roundup. So there's that's part 1, and then part 3 is an update. So again, I've done most of those and I've ticked that off because everything I could do I have done. Next was to complete 200 Pasha pads. I am nowhere near this. Again, just a quick reminder, Pasha pads are washable, reusable sanitary wear. They are sewn using some easy to get materials. I will be doing a video about them when I have a chance. But no, I have not got anywhere near that. I think I've got maybe 30, I've got 35 that I've finished so far. So I think maybe 200 is not overly achievable. Yeah, unless I focus, I dedicate a whole weekend to them. On the plus side though, I have cut out a lot of the fabric pieces, which if any of you are sewers, you will know that that takes probably about half as long as sewing a project is the cutting out stage, especially if it's complex shapes, which these ones they definitely are. So complete 5 personal clothing projects. So under this I had a corduroy dress, a jumpsuit, mushroom skirt, which is called a mushroom skirt because the fabric I have is a tablecloth, a round tablecloth, and it's got mushrooms on it. And a wrap dress and a wrap skirt. So out of those 5 projects, I've completed a wrap skirt and I have completed 2 wrap dresses. So I know you can't see it very well, but I'm actually wearing one of the dresses at the moment. So again, I'll go through that a bit more in my podcast, my 10th podcast. But yes, so I've got 3 of the 5 done so far, which isn't bad at all. The next one was my business / financial goals. So this one is looking very unticked, unfortunately. So the first one is to do a market. So far, unfortunately, I had signed myself up for a market stall locally. I did get an email back from the vendor saying that because I was just a little bit out of the area, they were prioritising people in that local area, so unless someone dropped out I would not be part of it, and unfortunately it just so happened that no one dropped out, and I wasn't able to be a vendor there. It is still something that I would like to do, and I have kept an eye out for different stalls, different markets, particularly Christmas markets. My impression is, I'm sure that they're more stressful than I'm sort of saying. My impression is that they would be busier. There would be more people coming around. It would be festive, so you can have themed goods. But obviously with that it would likely be more expensive. So it's give and take. It's definitely something that I still want to do. It's just, again, doing it. The next one is to complete 100 things to sell. Again, I need to look back through my records to see how many projects I have completed. I know that I have put a lot of new project bags online, and I know that I've got a lot more that I am currently working on. I'm looking to the side. It's because I've got my my board here with all of my projects on it. It's sort of a little to-do list. So I have currently got 20, 60, 75 projects in the making in various stages, and I know that I have definitely completed around 21 projects to sell at least, and then that's when my counting stopped, unfortunately. But I know that I have done a lot. I just, once I count them up, I will put a number down here, and that's how many projects I've done so far that are going to be sold. And again, I've got 75 in the making, which will definitely, I say slightly reluctantly, definitely be finished by the end of the year, so it will definitely be 100. Next is to design and upload 5 downloadables. So again, I am currently working on these, so I've got many ideas. I just need to get them into motion, sit down for a few hours, put the time in initially to put them online, do some research over the prices, and yeah, then I will be doing that. That will, again, is definitely something that I can envision doing before the end of the year. It's more so about research and confidence, I would say. Next is to have 10 different cozy designs in the shop. So yarn cozies, if you didn't know, they look like this. So they are sealed on three sides with a hole at the top. This is to keep your yarn in and to stop it rolling around all over the floor or getting tangled when you've got it in your project box or your project bag. So these are quite handy, especially when you're on the move. I have not got 10 designs in the shop. I have got 10 lots of fabric. I just need to sew them. So at the moment I'm looking at investing in an overlocker, because I know how much easier that would be once I get to grips with it, to create yarn cozies rather than doing it on a sewing machine, doing a zigzag stitch around and then a straight stitch, then cutting it and making sure that it's all straight. With an overlocker, if you know about it, know what it does, it will be easier, it will be more professional, and it will be quicker as well. So when I'm doing batch sewing, it will be much quicker than it currently is. So I'm hoping that if I invest in that, that will make it a lot easier, more appealing for me. Put some music on and just get them done. I do enjoy making them, it's just the time. There's other projects that are more appealing, which is not the right thought process, but it's honesty. The next one is to sew 50 yarn cozies. Again, I haven't done this, so definitely not. Next one is to upload all made bags on Etsy. So yes, I achieved this. I actually went for a weekend away in an Airbnb, which sounds really posh. It was over a weekend and it was a little sort of studio flat. All I needed was a plug socket, some TV shows that, how do we put it, trashy TV I think summarises it, just easy watching, just have it on in the background and a place to sleep, and that was me sorted. I spent pretty much all weekend there just getting the projects finished, taking pictures, uploading them, and it was a really good weekend. It was really productive. It was well worth the money, I say, without me remembering how much it was. Yeah, it was just very much worth it, so I would definitely do it again. And as an added bonus, all of the stuff that I had made I put online, so yeah, win-win. So that was a very quick run through of my 2023 crafting and business goals. I would love to know down below if you made any goals for yourself and where you are on achieving them. I'd love to hear from you as well if you have any ideas on how I can make any of these goals easier, or any goal ideas that you think that I could add to my list. Apart from that, I hope that you're all well and I will see you soon. All the best. Bye.